Lesson 6 of the Special Operations Candidate course. As you should know by now, my name is Matt. I'm the founder and lead instructor here at the Special Operations Training Foundation. We're going to be talking about defining special operations for our own use. There are a few common threads involved in the way that we define special operations, and we're not, although there is a typically understood definition of it, we're not going to use that one because of a few different reasons. And so I'm going to explain what those reasons are and how we're going to use it so that when we talk about it, you understand what we mean. We're going to start off a little bit with the history of the term. The history of the term special operations is military in nature. It means that there are military units with special tasks that have to be accomplished. Normally these special tasks require advanced training or advanced equipment and so on and so forth. And so the cost in both manpower and equipment financially is very high for these type of units. Now this both limits the amount of units in existence and makes it necessary to find people who are a good fit for that job, because we can't afford to have a bunch of people that really aren't a good fit there and spend all this money giving them equipment and training them for no reason. So the way that the tasks are special is that they're high risk. They can be high risk in a couple different ways, primarily. The first is high personal risk. So when you think about high personal risk, think about someone who is dealing with dangerous situations all the time as part of their job, where their life is threatened on a regular basis, and they have a very high personal risk when they perform that job. If you have a high personal risk when you perform a job, your job is high risk. There could also be high operational risk, particularly in military units or pseudo-military units such as police departments and other areas like that, where you have high operational risk. Operational risk can be kind of summed up by thinking about a hostage situation. So a SWAT team or a hostage rescue team has very high operational risk as well as personal risk. Not only is it dangerous, the situation that they're in, that people may be armed, but they have high operational risk in that if they get the operation wrong, failure could be very devastating as far as the effects. So that's high operational risk. And when you have either high personal or high operational risk or both, that leads to high risk. Now, high risk is one of the two threads that separate special operations careers as we define them from other typical careers that we would not consider part of special operations. The other common thread is that it's in the public service. Now, we're going to go into high risk and public service in more detail. In fact, the next lesson is about defining high risk a little bit more. But regardless of the exact definitions of high risk and public service, when you have these two, they tend to apply equally to the same types of careers, and you tend to see that the same types of what we call people are involved in those careers. And it's not necessarily the same types of people literally, but it is the same type of career requirements, it is the same type of threads as far as someone being willing to deal with high risk and someone being in the public service. And those two things contribute to kind of separate what we define as special operations from pretty much all the other careers out there. That pretty much sums it up. We're going to go more in detail with high risk here in the next lesson. As always, you can contact us by leaving comments, sending email, or giving me a phone call. And don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out the website at sotfoundation.org.